Express yourself. Express yourself.
Hello children, it's assembly number 10, 20, 21. Let's do our normal routine and we start with, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? Ooh, well the minute hand, that's the long hand, is on the number 6 and we know that means, that's right, 1/2 past. And the short hand, the hour hand, is in between the 4 and the 5. And we always go to the number that we said at the beginning, which was 4. So it is 4:30. 4:30, could be 4:30 in the morning. Hopefully you're sound asleep for your grown-ups. It could be 4:30 in the afternoon, and maybe you're having a snack, you're getting home. If you're like Freya, and you've just been working very hard at school, I bet you're still doing a little bit at home, aren't you? All right, I don't want you to forget that this week we could also still think about doing our big garden bird watch. And I know that Freya was so excited last week making the bird feeders in school that she went home and made some more. And that's a really big thing to do, children, especially if you're in the bubbles in school, is on the days that you're not in school or in the afternoon when you get home, you can still do bug club, you can still do numbots. All right, that's what the children at home are doing all day long. They don't just finish and stop at 3. Sometimes they go on a little bit longer. And we would really like to see more children accessing Bug Club. What else have we got on our display board, children? Well, we have done the time. It's 4:30. We know we are learning the language of, can you remember? Malayalam. And how do we say hello? We say namaste, namaste. And we know our Makaton sign this week is we're working on being brave. We're working on being courageous. We're working on being bold. And we're thinking of things of how we can express ourselves. Express yourselves in all different types of ways. Now you know that Mrs Peacock likes to express herself through cooking. And I've got a video coming up in a moment of Mrs Peacock at home cooking, and she's going to show you how to make American-style pancakes. Oh, I'm so hungry now. All right, before we do that, I thought we'd listen to a story. Now, this story, let's look in my basket, see if I can find it, is one that has been in our school and used a lot. Now, I know if you're in year 2, you know this story pretty much off by heart. If you're in year 1, you're going to start to know this story soon. And if you're in reception, when you get into year 1, you'll read this book. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance, and it's all about Gerald the giraffe. And it's written by a famous author called Giles Andrea. And I talked about him a while back, didn't I? Do you remember he was inspired by A.A. Milne to write his Pooh Bear book? Now, he likes to use, can anybody remember what type of words? Yeah, that's right, he likes to use rhyming words. So, as you listen to the story and you look at the amazing pictures that are drawn by a guy called Guy Parker Rees, listen out for the rhyming words and the moral of the story. And the moral of the story matches this about expressing yourself. There's no right way and there's no wrong way. Okay, good listening ears. Here we go. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bandy and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots of trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Oh no. Makes me sad. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. There, look, big sign there, jungle dance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, it was really very bad. Now the warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango which was elegant and bold. Look at that. Love the rose. The chimps did a cha-cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons they teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor. But the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald. The animals all laughed. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, don't be daft. Gerald simply froze. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad and so alone. And then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket who'd seen Excuse me, coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes, when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass, listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. And with that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Woo! Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I'm dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I'm dancing! He cried. Oh my gosh. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "Oh, it's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." How is it that you can dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twizzled round and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." Good old Gerald. He was very brave and courageous to just go with it. And that's what we mean this week, children, when we're talking about expressing yourself. You might not be the best skater. You might not be the best dancer. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're expressing yourself and you are making yourself happy as you do it. And I know that sometimes Mrs Peacock, who we're going to see in one moment, makes things and they don't work out the first time, but then she tries again. And the next time it works out. And the not working out and the working out makes Mrs Peacock happy. All right. So I'll see you at the end of the assembly when Mrs Peacock has made her pancakes. I'm going to go and find myself a healthy snack while you are watching this bit. I'll see you in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, we're back in Mrs Peacock's kitchen and today I thought I'd show you how I make my American style pancakes. This is just in time for Shrove Tuesday on the 16th of February. If you want to make a version of my American style pancakes, you can. We'll need a large mixing bowl, a smaller mixing bowl for the milk and the eggs, And then the ingredients you'll need are 150 grams of self-raising flour, 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, 1 large egg, 175 millilitres of milk, 3 tablespoons of thick plain yoghurt. And then for frying we need some oil, and the utensils we'll need are a fish slice and a large spoon to go into the frying pan. Whatever topping you'd like, I've chosen to warm up some apples and frozen blackberries which I had picked over the autumn time. Put the flour in my large bowl and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. Mix those together slightly. Then in my other bowl I'm going to break an egg, large white egg there, and the milk, 175 ml of milk. I'm going to put the whisk together. Then in the centre of the flour I'll make a well, a little dip in the middle, and add the milk. Followed by the yoghurt. One, two, three. Now we're mixing it all together to make a smooth batter. With this job you need the grown-up to help you. We've warmed up about a teaspoon of oil in the bottom of my frying pan, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of mixture to the pan. I'm going to put about 3 in so that there's plenty of space for them to cook. If you have a little look, they're slightly golden underneath, then you turn them over with the fish slice and cook the other side. There you go. The recipe makes about 16 pancakes. I put some on a plate that I'm going to keep warm for later, and I'm just going to show you the ones I've made served up. So here's some of our apple and blackberry mix, and I'm going to serve it with a small scoop of ice cream on the side and a sprinkle of icing sugar to finish. I hope you enjoy making my American style pancakes. Have fun!
That was good. At the end of this video, I will post up the ingredients, okay? And you will be able to make yourself, or with your grown-up at home, some pancakes. Right. Hopefully by now you're starting to get the idea about expressing yourself. I love this picture here of different people expressing themselves. Somebody using a camera, somebody doing some graffiti. Be careful about that one. I wouldn't advise that one straight away. Somebody playing their musical instruments. Now that's a tricky one because sometimes that's not going to sound right the first time. You have to practice. Somebody using their crayons. This one is, dancing outside. A bit like Gerald. This one's creating something that makes him happy. Okay, I wonder what you're going to do. Please post your pictures in. I would love to see them. With our school prayer, we should all know off by heart by now. I want to hear you say the words. You can close your eyes, you can put your hands together, you can fold your arms, I don't mind, but you must say the words with me. Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Okay, see if you can try and do that today. The sun is shining. I hope the sun is shining where you are, and I will see you in one sleep's time. Bye.
Express yourself. yourself.